Author is uncovering the path towards self-discovery with a love letter to Black boys who are leaping through hurdles and into adulthood. Joining us live this morning is author D. Watkins, sharing more about his new book, Black Boy Smile. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's so good to have you here.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
So let's talk about this book. This is your latest book. All of your books give a voice to the Black community and the experience of the Black community. Talk about what this book tells us.
I'm trying to deconstruct what masculinity is from an American perspective. We're always taught to be super tough, to never cry, to win every fight, and all of these things are false. And a lot of people view me as this person with this backstory of being a tough guy, and I just wanted to deconstruct that and just say, you know, it's all phony, and if you ever really want to experience love, we have to peel away those layers and really open up and allow ourselves to experience that love and vulnerability and the things that we all deserve.
And you're opening up because you're telling, these are your stories. This is what you experience, but it is what so many Black boys going into Black men experience.
Absolutely, and it was really, really important for me to include my happy ending. I have a strong, beautiful wife, and we have an amazing child, our daughter Cross. And too many times when we talk about Black stories, yes, there is pain, yes, there is trauma, but we can work through these things and we can experience beauty. And that's why it was so important for me to end the book with how I processed a lot of that anger, aggression, the inability to say I'm sorry, to become a whole, complete person that can fully love my family.
So when you see what's happening in Baltimore today and the way it's talked about and the narrative around Baltimore, how do you take that? What do you see as going on in Baltimore as opposed to how Baltimore is described, and what's happening with these young kids that are coming up?
So there's a whole lot of beauty in Baltimore in general, and I think people just get it wrong. People put too much, they pay too much attention to politicians, they pay too much attention to you know, news stories that talk about violence and things like that. And even though I know this, you know, as a reporter, you know, the news has to tell their job. We have to let the people in the city know what's going on. But what I really want people to see outside of the violence is
there's another side to that story.
The other side of the story.
Not one narrative.
And then what causes the violence?
Right.
What causes the violence? And that's kind of what I try to do in the book. I was one of those kids. I was what you would call a violent child because I felt like I didn't have a stake in society. And when you feel like you don't have a stake in society, you're liable to do anything. Yep. These kids need to feel like Baltimore belongs to them. I know when you go out to a nice restaurant or when you have, you know, a nice day at an Oriole game or a Ravens game, you feel like, you know, I love my city. I'm home. I feel that way too, but a lot of young people don't feel that, and we need to give them that feeling. They need opportunity and love. Okay,
they're wrapping me up, but I got to ask one quick question. We own this city. You're very much a part of that. It's all that people are talking about, and talk about your role in it, and then where they can listen on the podcast.
I wrote episode 3, and I got a chance to be on set almost every day, just making sure we got the stories right. I watch We Own the City every Monday on HBO at 9 o'clock, and the podcast comes on after the show. I host a companion podcast, and it's where you get the real dirt.
It's intense. All of it is intense. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.